You can come back stronger. We've talked about how betrayal happens. We've talked about how to spot it early. Now, let's talk about what happens after, when the damage is already done. First thing I want you to hear, and I do mean this, it's okay to grieve fake friendships. It's normal to feel sad, even if the person turned out to be toxic, because you weren't grieving who they actually were. You're grieving who you thought they were. And that's the real loss. So if you feel anger, sadness, confusion, or all at once, that's not a weakness. It's part of the healing process. Okay to grieve the fake relationship. But after grieving, let's talk about healing. What do you do after the betrayal is the question. After the silence breaks and reality sets in, one of the first steps to healing is speak the truth. Even if it's hard to say, even if your voice shakes. And that's what we saw when Nanolis released her statement, okay? Good example. She laid out clearly and calmly how she was pressured, manipulated, and isolated. Not to destroy someone, this was to set a boundary. Nanolis wasn't calling for drama. She was reclaiming her voice, her identity, her sense of self. She actually wrote, "This is not something I ever wanted to do, but I cannot sit with the weight of this anymore. I have been quiet for too long." And to me, that does not sound like vengeance, does not sound like a Batman origin story. Sounds like a reclaim of who she was, politely, if anything. So if you've ever felt trapped, confused, or manipulated, and you felt guilty for walking away, I want to tell you, you're not alone in that. There are other healing steps that can really help. You want to also try and reconnect with people who support you. Even if you feel embarrassed, you made a mistake. Set clearer boundaries moving forward. You're not being cold or mean when you set boundaries. You become wise and know how to handle yourself now. You also want to take your time. I want you to understand that trust takes time to rebuild, and it's okay. You don't have to bounce back fast. You just have to keep moving forward, even if it's at a glacier's pace. The point is, you are taking the appropriate steps. What do we take away from all of this? What do we take away from the Cinder situation? First, it's okay to feel hurt when someone breaks your trust, and that doesn't mean you're weak. It just means you're human, and there's nothing wrong with being human. Second, you can spot the warning signs sooner next time. You can protect your peace without feeling guilty, and you can keep growing, even if that means outgrowing certain people in your life. Because healing doesn't mean pretending it didn't matter. It means moving forward with your eyes open. And that brings us to, the final thing. I guess I really want to leave everyone with the final takeaway, of course. We've talked about a lot of things today, the good and the bad. We talked about trust, loyalty, and about what happens when someone crosses the line. And I want to leave everyone with this. Just because someone once made you feel special doesn't mean they should have power over you forever. The thing is, you're allowed to grow, you're allowed to change your mind, and you are perfectly allowed to say that the relationship does not feel safe anymore. Doing all those things, it doesn't make you mean or a bad person. It doesn't make you disloyal. It makes you wise. You have very high wisdom now. You're brave for setting boundaries. If someone tries to guilt you for having boundaries, or they guilt you for wanting to be independent from them, that tells you everything you need to know. So please, protect your peace, protect your voice. Don't let anyone tell you that shrinking yourself is the price of staying loyal. You deserve support that helps you stand tall. You don't deserve to be controlled. I don't think anyone deserves to be controlled. If you found this helpful, like and subscribe. The doctor is out.